there, it's Kevin with Roguedeckbuilder.com here with a match number 2 in the draft, in the Triple Journey draft. Unfortunately, this is a mulligan hand, but it appears our opponent mulliganed as well. All of our white spells in our entire deck, just about anyway, and 1 red spell in a mountain. So this is the problem with running 15 lands. This is going to happen more often. Yes, we'd like to mulligan, but this is a keepable hand. We have a Sightless Brawler and a Bladeless Boar combo, which will work very well together. And as far as that, we'll have the Bladeless Boar that has Intimidate. Well, now that we're going against a mountain, it's not as good, as the Bladeless Boar probably won't have a relevant unblockable. But there's a font. We'll go ahead and start us off with a mountain. And the next turn we can cast the Sightless Brawler, which he's not going to be able to attack for quite a while, but he can block and pretty much trade with almost everything in the format. At this point, it might just be better to run out a skink, and that way if he doesn't have any answer for the skink, we can scry. And at this point, I will put a creature on the bottom. So this gives First Strike and Vigilance, but it's sorcery speed, so probably not the right move to just chuck out. This allows me to play both a Sightless Brawler and a Hoplite. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the Hoplite out and also throw the Sightless Brawler out. And next turn, if we draw a land, I can definitely cast it. I wonder if he's a Minotaur tribal deck. I mean, there is just a Death Toucher, though, and we did see one going around. But, I mean, these kind of vanilla 2-3, they work very well against my deck, and I might need to go more of a Flurry of Horns. If he's like a removal heavy deck, I will go a Flurry of Horns strategy. But aspect of the Gorgon, Death Touch 3-6, I still don't think he attacks in. It's going to keep me down for a while. I mean, that card's going to block everything for quite a while. So again, I mean, I can't even strive here with desperate stand, as I need another white. So it's just going to be Bladeless Boar. And again, we're just going to have to wait out. At least we have to see what the deck's all about and then sideboard accordingly, because this game's going to go decently long. He might be the Constellation with all those Grim. Okay, the Gnarled Scarhide. That thing can't block. That's not very good against us. And there's 2 fonts. I mean, I could just kill him with the 4 fonts. And again, he's completely blocking me down. But we can go ahead and cast 2 fonts here. And again, just wait it out. I mean, we have things to do each turn. And we really just need to get him down to a 10 now. You could have a Magma Spray for the 3-2 Bladeless Boar. Okay. That's acceptable. And a Bladeless Boar of his own. So let's see if he's going to just start getting in here with the Gnarled Scarhides. He's going to... Yeah, I don't think he does that. I don't know why he didn't attack with the Gnarled Scarhide, as I would not block it at this point. There's another mountain. That's definitely not something I wanted to see. If I wanted to see anything, it'd be a Plains. So we have options here. He can't attack into the Bladeless Boar because I just block it. Again, he's down to a 10 with the 2 fonts. I still have 2 more in the deck that could actually just get there. And he smartly just attacks in with the 1. And I'm not going to make any sort of trade. Just go ahead here and sack one of these. And we get another mountain, which is, again, something I did not want to see. So if I put this, because +1/+1, again, the Death Touch 3/6 just takes care of everything. So Flurry of the Horns would actually be decent here. Again, the longer this game goes, the worse off we are, especially with a Grim Guardian as another blocker. Cast into Darkness. I can't block with that guy now. Yeah, that's going to be very good, as now I can get in there for 5. So I can just go ahead and sack this font. I can go runner fonts and get out of this. But I'm going to have to make a move sometime. There's a Plains. That's nice-ish. One more Plains, that I can hit all 3 of them with the Strive. But again, plus 2/0 first strike and Vigilance isn't very good on what he has. And another Magma Spray. So we're really going to have to catch runner. And I don't know if that's going to be feasible. Harness by Force. Is he just going to attack with everything here? He is. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'm going to have to block. I can't block. Okay, so that's just game. Alright, so got way land flooded there. Again, I'm thinking these Flurry of Horns actually might be pretty good. The Magma Sprays might be decent against him. It seems like he had a 2-1. On the play, though, I don't think I'm going to make much change. I will bring the Starfall in, as I do believe that he has enough enchantments that are worthy to kill. We did see... those are 1/4s, though. But it's instant speed, so we can still kill it. I still think that it's the way to go. And also... maybe the Brawler's not the best. I mean, that 2/3 just completely shut us down. And the Fawn of Fires, I'm going to take out 1. No, the Fawn of Fires seem to do very good. It's going to be the Bladetusk Boars are just not very good against him. So I'm going to bring in just one of a Flurry of Horns. And we'll see how well they do. This is a decent hand. I should have taken out that High Priest. Now that I'm thinking about, my first pick's not that great in the matchup that we're facing, and we have no early drops. I'll just go for a Mountain again, first turn, and second turn we can actually cast a Font. But if he gets a Chosen, that's very good too. A Banishing Light is something we can actually deal with a Chosen, but it's something we definitely don't want to be wasting a Banishing Light on a Frigga's Chosen. So here comes the land floods. High Priest is decent. And of course, we can Banish Light any threat that he brings out. Not going to block this. And that 2/3 is probably something that... no, we don't care about it. Let's attack in if he wants to make that trade. He does not. And we can actually use the Fawn of Ire. But, I mean, we're definitely in a race. No more lands. We can't take any more lands. I need creatures. Absolutely need creatures. Now it's going to be great to Banishing Light that. So he thinks that he's got me locked down again. But now we get a 2-for-1. Well, he's actually attacking with both. That's interesting. So just going to sack this here. Get him down to 13. I go down to 14. Another Font. Some we can cast and Banishing Light here, so definitely okay with that. So I just need to get him down 5 damage, or 6 damage, and with this, that's 4. That is 6 damage. Cast into Darkness is nice, but not the greatest at this point. He's going to attack in again. So draw us a creature here. That is actually perfect. So the Flurry of Horns actually is very useful here. And they do have haste. So he's down to a 7. At the same time, I have to worry about his font. And now he can grab something here, but which will be the Rouse, because he can't block him, but I can get that back. And he's still staring down some damage here. And Starfall, that is an enchantment creature, so we're just going to go ahead and do that. We're going to Starfall it, which does 3 damage, so I'm glad I brought that in as well. And that is game. So, yeah, definitely anyone's game. I'm thinking Flurry of Horns might be better. And I think he has enough things that Magma Spray is actually decent against. And he gets rid of the, or maybe not. It's almost tempting to go like Fawn of Vigor. But I'm going to take up this High Priest for sure. And the flurries are fine. I still think the fonts are fine versus him. The Linebreaker is okay. Trailblazers are great. Maybe I'm just going to take out like some Flamespeaker's Wills. I maybe don't want to go the early route. With all those Magma Sprays he's got, maybe these like Sigiled Skinks are bad. And now I'm only going down to 8 creatures, but the Flurry of Horns are the additional creatures that I'm bringing in. So I'm going to just bring in the Flurry of Horns, and hopefully they get the job done better than like the Skinks do. But, I mean, he's got a great deck, pretty even. I mean, it's a Constellation deck. I'm sure that he picked up when I was commenting on how many of the Constellation guys do lose 1 life when an enchantment comes into play. He probably has a ton of those. And so if he can stall me out, I'm sure that would be a way that he can easily beat me. But I mean, both last games, I got a bit land flooded, but it ended up being the 5 mana that I needed for the Starfall. Actually, do you know what? I need to bring in some lands here. I'm going to bring in at least a mountain, and maybe I do need to take out like just a Fawn of Ire, or just maybe go at 41. As I am on the play though, but getting to 5 is a lot harder. I hurry and submitted this just in case at 41. And yeah, maybe 5, maybe so many Flurry of Horns is not the right. Oh, well, I can't do anything about it now, but I could have gone down to 40. I'm liking this opening hand though. It's got a 1-drop and a 3-drop, and a way to hook up our 1-drop to make it a 2. If he can actually deal with a 2/7 or a 2/6 in his deck. So no, I'd not like to mulligan this. Our opponent does, unfortunately, have to mulligan. Would like to see a good game here. I don't want to win because of a mulligan, but I mean, we'll take a win at this point. It's Magic. We have to mulligan it just as much as anyone else. Let's go Plains here and the Trailblazer, Mr. Wall. And actually, this guy's not as good as against, man, red cards really shut me down. So he needs a black. I think the right play here is just to go ahead and get this guy hooked up so he can actually start dealing damage. And I can destroy any enchantment that goes unblocked, which will be very powerful against him. And again, no play, so he's missing that black. So let's not draw land. There's a font. That won't be the play. I mean, he can Magma Spray down the Linebreaker. But if he does, he does. So see if it comes here. Nope, unless he passed the turn, which I don't know if you're holding a Magma Spray, you wouldn't just pass the turn. So yep, he does say he's getting mana screwed here. Yep, it's a problem with MTGO a lot more than on paper, because it is that true variance, the true shuffle. Of course, this does happen in paper Magic as well, but just the way that people shuffle their deck it's never truly randomized. It's never. I mean, this happens a lot less as far as the floods, the mana screws, and it's just one of the frustrating things you have to live with Magic: The Gathering Online. So see if he drew his swamp. Or a way to deal with this line breaker. So there's the magma spray. Knew that was coming. But now he can't use it as like a trick, so. And I am getting flooded. So I mean, he has time to get back in this. And he gets it. So I mean, he's fine now. I mean, he has all the lands he needs to cast. Whatever. I mean, if he has a Brain Maggot here, that's very powerful. But it's going to be the Constellation, which I believe at this point he's going to have to trade with a Flurry of Horns, because I'm going to be swinging with it for sure. So I mean, I could put out a Satyr Hoplite. Yeah, I don't think he can take damage at this point. He's got to make that trade, and he doesn't. So I will kill it now, as it is an enchantment. And I don't know if he knew that little interaction with Mortal Obstinacy. But, I mean, it might just be too little too late unless he can just go crazy. You know, cast a bunch of stuff here. Yeah, Blades of Spore at least can block one. And if it's a Brain Maggot, he can block the other one. But, I mean, he's not going to get anything good from the Brain Maggot. A Cast in the Darkness, there you go. So he's okay. He is definitely back in this. But we get Launch the Fleet, which was a great pickup here. As we can cast it right now. Whoops. We're going to cast everything here. And do I actually need to do that? How many times? No, if I just did it just once, that'd be a 2. Oh, just barely. No, I just need to cast it one time. And then he can't block enough. Because if I put this Launch the Fleet on Laguna Band, it will put a token into play, and that'll be perfect. So, yeah, I didn't even cast a Satyr Hoplite, so I just need to go just here. Yeah. Because it puts a +1/+1 counter. And now I can just block one. He's going to take 3 no matter what. And then I can sacrifice the Fawn of Ire. So that is a wrap. So he's hoping I didn't see the font, but we're going to go on to the finals here. I mean, we're playing a Swiss here. Of course I go 2-0 when I'm playing Swiss and get very good luck instead of the 9-4. But we have one more match here. This has been Kevin with Roguedeckbuilder.com. Thanks for watching.